In this video, we're going to talk about how to create a modified geographic coordinate system inside Microstation for those projects that have a modified factor or a projection factor applied to them. The first thing that we're going to do is there's a certain file that we need to copy out to a certain location and rename it. Now we're going to make sure we're outside of Microstation whenever we do this, so the next time we open up Microstation, it actually sees that file and we can work with it. The file that we need to copy is a file called seed.dty, and that file is located underneath the C drive. So we'll go to C, Program Files, x86, Bentley, Power GEOPAK, select Series 4. We'll go to Map, Coordinate, Seed, and here's the file that we need to copy. So I'm going to go ahead and right click and do a copy, and where I need to paste it to is underneath the C drive. So we'll go back to the C drive, under Users, your user ID, and since mine is green C4, I'll go ahead and open it up, and now we're going to go ahead and right click over this area here and paste it. That's where that file needs to be copied to. Now we're going to go ahead and rename it. So I'll right click over it and do a rename, and what it needs to be named is your user ID. Since mine is green C4, I'll put in green C4, accept it. Now we're good to go. Now if you've done this in previous versions of Microstation for creating custom coordinate systems and you already have that DTY file out there, you will not need to do this. Once this DTY file has been created, you will only have to do this once and that's it. You won't have to do this multiple times for different jobs that you may encounter. So like I said, once you do it once, you're good to go and you don't have to worry about doing that anymore. So now we can go ahead and close out of Windows Explorer, go back into ProjectWise, and I'm going to open up the file that I'm going to create this modified geographic coordinate system and apply it to this file. Now once I'm inside the file, before I open up the geographic coordinate system tools, I need to activate Bentley Map. Bentley Map will allow us to copy the coordinate systems and then go ahead and edit those accordingly and apply that projection factor. So we'll go to the GEOPAK pull down and we're going to select Activate Map. You will have to do that in order to create a custom coordinate system. Once I have Bentley Map activated, and you can tell that by this zoom factor right here, that's a good indication that you have Bentley Map opened up. I'm going to go ahead and go to my geographic coordinate system tools. Now I will select the one that says select geographic coordinate system. I'm going to click on the one that says from library. And now you'll see inside here that we have the MoDOT geographic coordinate systems. Those are the standard ones that are out there for the east, the central, and the west zones. We also have some modified ones for certain counties, like for Boone and so forth, that if a job's been done with that particular modified factor for that county, you could utilize that. But now we should see one right here that says user-defined coordinate systems. And basically this folder right here is that DTY file that you created. And if we expand it out right now, there's nothing underneath there because we haven't copied anything to that location. But for this job here, this job had a modified factor applied to it. So we're going to go ahead and create a coordinate system for this project. Since I know the base of the coordinate system is in the central zone, I'm going to come up here and right click over the central zone in my MoDOT Geographic Coordinate Systems folder. So I'll go ahead and right click over it. You'll have the option to copy. Now we're going to go ahead and right click over the user defined coordinate systems, right click over it and do a paste. So now you have that one copied from the MoDOT one down to your user defined coordinate systems. Now is whenever we can come in here and edit that coordinate system. So if we go ahead and right click over it, you'll have the option to edit the coordinate system properties. Now inside here, there's really only 4 options that you need to change that we're going to talk about in this video. There may be some other options depending on the project that you have and the coordinate system and the datum, depending on how everything was done, whether the survey was done. But we're only going to change 4 options for this coordinate system in this video. First thing that we're going to do is rename it. So we're going to take the name, maybe we'll name it the job number, which is J5P0649. That way I know what coordinate system it is for this particular job. I can apply it to different files if I need to. The next thing that we're going to do is change this projection from transverse Mercator to transverse Mercator with affine processor. And there it is. Select it. You're going to get some different parameters that you can type some stuff in now, depending on what projection that you have. Last thing that we're going to do is actually put in that modified factor for the project. And we're going to put it in this affine A1 parameter and affine B2 parameter. That's the 2 that we want to place it on. And the projection factor for this project is 1.0001086. And then I'll just copy that one, paste it. Those are the only 4 things that we're going to change. Now once we have that modified factor applied to it, we can go ahead and click on OK. And now you'll see that you have this coordinate system created with that modified factor. So now if we want to apply it to this file, we simply just left click on it, click on OK, and now we have that coordinate system applied to this file. That's what you would need to do to create a modified geographic coordinate system and apply it to this file right here or any other file that you have here. And just to make sure it works, we could actually export this out to a KML file to see if it lands in Google Earth correctly, which we can go ahead and do that. If we go back, let's close out of our geographic coordinate system tool, and let's select this 3rd one right here that says export to Google Earth. So we'll click on it. I'll just do the no wizard. Okay. Give it whatever name that you want. I'll just leave it as is. Click on save. And as long as you have Google Earth installed on your machine, it should take that Microstation geometry, create a KML file out of it, and it should land in the correct location. So now if we zoom in, you'll see that this geometry here lays over top of that Google Earth imagery in the correct location. So like I said, that's how to create a geographic coordinate system, a modified one, and then apply it to your DGN file. Once that system's been created, you can apply it to this file, or you can apply it to any file that it needs to be applied to inside your project.